A very good morning to one and all present here. Wow Laddus is excited to extend its warm gratitude and welcome you all to this gathering. Over the course of 5 years, Wow Laddus has been able to innovate and continuously come up with products that are true to our motive of making laddus global. What has remained and will remain a priority for us over these years is the fact that we remain socially conscious and relevant and also continuously engage with the society around us. So without further ado, I would now like to invite Mr. Ramakrishnan Damodaran, the co-founder and chief executing officer of Wow Laddus, to provide us with some insights onto the startup.
Good morning to all of you. Good morning to all of you. Business, as a company, what do we stand for? First thing is that we would like the world to consume laddus the way chocolates are being consumed all around the world. We know this is a very bold statement, very strong statement. We know what they are saying here. We certainly want the world around 200 countries where chocolate need not be introduced at all. They know what they are eating, and we want our laddus to be consumed the same way. Second is that we want the premium, nutritious indulgence is the words or message come to our customers' mind when they think of Wow Laddus. Okay, very, very loaded statements. Premium, nutritious indulgence. So if you look at any of the indulgences you think of, you know that it will be tasty. But when you add things like health or energy or anything, you would have seen that both will not coexist. Indulgence or taste will never coexist with nutrition or health. In Wow Laddus, we made sure that both of them are coming together. That's the key message. The last one is India is a greening economy. 80% of our public were involved in agriculture when we attained independence. Even today, if you look at it, agriculture is the largest profession in this country. We would like to make sure that Indian made millets are marketed to the world through our laddus. So these are the three guiding principles or our vision that guiding us in this company. And you could see the timeline. It's a 5-year-old company from ideation to where we are today. And we've come across a long journey. We've started a commercial production about a year back. And you'll be really intrigued, what is this taxpayer suddenly appearing? All of you will be paying tax. And all of us are also paying tax. What is so important about that, you might be wondering. The key message is that as a company, we are committed to transform school dropout, men or women, from their dexterity. They will have a lot of skills. They may not have academic education. Our vision is to transform them from a school dropout to taxpayers. Today, if you look at it, we have got almost a handful of people who are falling into this category. Our vision is to transform at least 5,000 people in this country as a school dropout to taxpayers. Okay, let's take a minute to talk about what is this market landscape and the trends in the market. First of all, you should know whether are we really putting our ladder on the right wall and are we really after the right business. Sure enough, $630 billion is the global snack market. And the snack mean, I'm just quickly defining between two major meals, whatever you consume, it could be ice cream or snack, anything that you may eat is called as snacks. Okay, that's the definition. That is $630 billion. We take 5,000 or 6,600 crores as a $1 billion. You can imagine how big is the market is. Among that, we as a laddu company, our serviceable market is $137 billion. Okay, so that's if you look at it, even that is a huge market. Then come to India. When you talk about the organized sector of India for this serviceable market, it is $3 billion. Okay, but if you look at the overall snack market, every 100 kilometers in India, the taste changes, the product changes. I am not considering any of them. I am talking about the major players who are playing in the snack market. Itself is $3 billion, almost 24,000 crores. So, a huge market. Even if you look at a 0.01% of that, we are addressing a huge market even today. Okay, that's a market landscape. If you look at the trends, what is really coming up, people who are likely to consume our products, where are they, what are they really actually buying? If you look at it, the trends that you go anywhere in the world, organics are being appreciated. I'll be really surprised if any of you say that you're not really eating organic foods or not knowing about organics. Then vegan is something that is creating so much of news all around the world. Almost $1 billion is $1 trillion is the money. $1 trillion you can't even really count, how big it is. But for a food company, $1 trillion is a huge number that's coming from this mega movement called vegan. Then the gluten-free, on-the-go bite, convenience of buying from anywhere, self-serving, all these things are really coming from the working class people who's got a very tough day outside, and early morning they may not even have time to pick up their breakfast. This is a growing trend. In summary, although there are a lot of demands on the individual, people are still preferring a healthier option. This is something that I'm sure all of you will agree with. This is emerging as a trend. Okay. Now, what are we doing, with these trends and the market landscape in mind? Instead of we claiming anything, we thought we'll just tell you who are our customers, who are really selling our products. Look at the e-commerce, which is the primary platform. We are selling through Amazon India and in the US and UK, and shortly we are going to start with France as well. See, imagine for a minute a company which is manufacturing laddus in Coimbatore is able to deliver someone who is ordering on Amazon within 24 to 48 hours anywhere in the US, anywhere in the UK, anywhere in India. We've got 2,000 customers who ordered through Amazon. They are from every part of this country. If you look at the pin codes that they've captured out of these 2,000 orders, we are very proud to say that from north to east to northeast to even Kashmir, even Kanyakumari colleges, collector office, every kind of customers they bought from us. So that's the power of reaching through an electronic or a web store like Amazon. We've got our own web store and other popular stores like Delight Foods and Place of Origin, to name it. There are quite a few electronic stores are selling our products where you can order electronically. And if you look at the domestic retail, you must be recognizing some of the brands like Nature's Basket from Godrej, Nuts and Spices in our own city. They've got almost 30 outlets, one of the perfect stores for any of this, dry fruit and the daily consumption which are being procured from Nuts and Spices. And Dorabji is one of the very popular 100-year-old retail from Pune. They are a very well-known brand in Pune. Povai Paramidri, you are aware, and Ajwan is again a dry fruit major. They've got almost 50 stores in South. And in addition to that, 500 stores are selling our products across 9 states in India. So that talks about the product acceptance. There is a price validity. Product validation is done across the country. So that so far is about the domestic story. Globally, beyond Amazon, retail story. If you look at some of the names that they've captured here, all these are multi-store chains. To give an example, India Bazaar, it is a Dallas-based store which has got about 9 stores. Murli, my co-founder, has visited the place. They cover almost 90% of the Indian population are buying from their stores. Our products are being sold over there. Multiple times they ordered from us. And look at the Patel Brothers, which is very popular food, retailers, rather they are a logistics company, they are a distributor. They've got almost 60 odd outlets in the US. So if you look at all of them, they are not a one-time order or flash in the pan. All of them are ordering very frequently. Yesterday we were discussing in our office, this Madras Groceries is a Sunnyvale-based, California-based, grocery store. They've got multiple stores. They were buying something like every 4 weeks or 6 weeks they were buying consignment from India. They were airlifting for them. And it really improved slowly. And yesterday when Murli walked into our office, he was placing the 4th order in the same month. He says that, what do I do? As soon as I get something from India, it's getting sold. So that is the kind of traction they are getting from US. So this is to tell you that market acceptance is really endorsing what we had as a vision and what we delivered as a product. So that's so much about the product landscape and the market acceptance. Now I'm going to invite the principal founder, Murli Charat, is the managing director of the company, to come and take us through the product offerings and the strategy and the fundraising goals that we've got. Thank you.
தமிழ்நாட்டில் பிறந்து தமிழ்நாட்டில் படித்ததால் ரொம்ப கம்ஃபர்டபுளாக தமிழில் பேச முடியும். ஆனால் the problem in talking after Damu speaks, all the juicy stuff which is required for you he has presented, right? Mine is going to be a little bit of why the small company from India is so confident about doing something around the world. If some product is to be sold, everybody will think saying that சாப்பிட்டு பார்த்துட்டா பரவாயில்ல, ஈஸியாக வாங்கிடுவாங்க. I want to tell you all, we have never given even one laddu for sampling anywhere in the world. We spent 1.5 years studying what makes a person buy a product, and there's a subject called haptics. We designed this entire packing, and the best feedback what I have for you from the world, இது பார்த்தா இந்தியாவிலேருந்து வந்த மாதிரி தெரியல. This meets international standards. So we are selling well because we have understood a tender product like laddu. If you make it here, you pack it, and without a small breakage, if it's getting delivered in some part of the world, that's the engineering what we bring as a team, and that's what is that point all about. Second, all of us grew. If anybody is above 40, 45, you will always hear one thing. From where are you importing machines? This is what you will always hear. People from international will come into India and set up factories. Indians setting up factories internationally, we are there. Each of our machine is personally developed by this team of us, and we have done so well that some of the trickiest stuff we have been able to sort out, and our factories, when it runs internationally, will be completely automated. These comes with frugal investment, and that gives us the comfort that we will be able to set up plants around the world and make it possible for them to have fresh laddus. It's not only the patriotism of the color what you see over here, it's a modern day kind of innovation by us. This is a dispensing machine. In future, you are not going to be going to a store and wait for somebody to come and give you one product. You're going to just flip your mobile. You're just going to do your transaction. This is going to vend laddus to you. This, I think, possibly many people can do it, but there's a lot of technology development in this. It will remember who you are. It will address and communicate with you. Probably we will have data about you to ask, saying that, hey, last time you bought this, would you like to try something new? And what's the kind of size what you like, what kind of nutrition intake you want to have. So when this reaches corporate, you will be able to buy what you want to buy. You don't have to buy a half kilo, whether you like it or not. You want to buy only one for that moment with the money what you have, and maybe just pay it later too. So this is a vending machine which we have developed. This is loaded with technology features, and when nothing is happening, one can see some nice advertisements and some education material. That's this. In retail, when you go around just to look at one product itself is so tough, you are short of time. We are developing certain apps. It gets connected with the retail store, where through sensors, if you say this is the laddu which I am looking for, it will then take you to the particular place, and it will start talking to you, welcoming you. Some features of you would have been loaded, and that makes it interesting. When we develop the artificial intelligence and will put it across, it knows that there is a child who is approaching, and it just provides a balloon to the child. So this brand is not about just laddus and a stale, sugar-filled, unhealthy. We are a very modern company with extraordinary technology capabilities to implement what we are talking about, and that's the story which I have for you on that. A lot of money is required. We are kind of first generation entrepreneurs. Though I have done 3 exits, we still behave as entrepreneurs. We raised about over $500,000 from friends and family, and the message for business, especially the funding community, is that we are ready for the $2 million round now. What's important, if somebody falls in love with you, it's one kind of a feeling. What we have is lots of people from the world falling in love with our laddus. The first one, what you see over there, is about a woman who visited India, kept buying these laddus. Not only the product was good, but the entire way the company dealt with her was good. She wrote a very nice letter to us. This is just to say can Indian laddus be consumed by the world? This is kind of a validation, and we have something exciting to talk about this. Thank you all for coming over here. There will be a formal word of thanks which Swati can present it to you. Before that, I want to thank her for making sure that she's a college student. Unlike olden days, kids are very, very, very enthusiastic about doing an internship, participating, and putting up a program for a corporate company. Special thanks to you both. Vignesh, thank you. Over to you, Swati.
Thank you, Mr. Murli. So the performance indicators for any startup as such is not just measured by its progress and revenue alike, but also by the vision, the strength, and the capabilities of its core management team. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce you to the founding team of Wow Laddus. The founder and managing director of this startup is Mr. Murli Cherit, a serial entrepreneur with ventures funded by Manipal Cipla and Intel Capital under his belt. Having completed his undergraduation from the Government College of Technology, Coimbatore, Mr. Murali is an inventor with 9 patents across the globe and a product innovator and designer. The second is Mr. Ramakrishnan Damodaran, the Chief Executive Officer and a co-founder of Wow Laddus, who is a sales veteran and marketing expert with over 25 years of experience in IBM, Fujitsu, and Cisco. He is also a graduate of the Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, and an engineer from the Government College of Technology, Coimbatore. His experience as a director of IBM India has led him to acquire a deep understanding and knowledge on customer acquisition, scaling, and an understanding of the Asia Pacific market. Mr. Arul Nambi, who is also the Chief Technology Officer of Wow Laddus, is an alumnus of the Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, and the Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. Mr. Nambi has acquired immense leadership in product development and program management, as well as a clear strategic understanding of the IT and telecom sectors as well. I would now like to call upon Mr. Murli Cherit, Mr. Ramakrishnan Damodaran, and Mr. Arul Nambi to unveil the products offered by Wow Laddus.
Things. How about your product? Has your product passed all safety standards, and how is that?
Nutrition has been the first baby step we took to upgrade Indian laddus. So that's on the product front. Out of the 120 different products what is there in R&D pipeline, everything will have a foundation of nutrition, and we would never ever go away from that. When we wanted to make the consumer enjoy the product without refrigeration, that becomes the next point of innovation. We spent time, we got certification for 120 days of shelf life outside refrigerator at 23 degrees centigrade, 65% humidity. So we set it for a little harsh condition than what generally available. Is that comfortable for you? And we wanted to show our commitment to quality excellence. That the center what we have created in Chennai is called FDAC. It stands for FDA Center of Excellence. So we will comply with anything in every country with respect to the quality standards, be it from the product side, be it from the packaging side of it.
Okay. So when you talk about laddu, you are immediately reminded of Tirupati laddu is among the most famous. If I ask you a layman question, how is it different from this one, Tirupati laddu, or any other traditional laddu we've been, consuming in this market?
The Tirupati laddu is always associated with a lot of reverence, religious spirit, and ஒரு தமிழ் அப்படி ஜென்ரலாக சொல்லப்போனால் ஒரு பிரசாதம் அப்படின்ற மாதிரி நம்ம அதை சாப்பிடுவோம். டெய்லி காலையில் எழுந்து இதை சாப்பிடுங்க, மேரத்தான் ஓடி முடிச்சப்பறம் சாப்பிடுங்க, குழந்தை நல்லா வளர்ந்து வரணும் அப்படின்றதுக்காக இதை சாப்பிடுங்க, ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் ப்ராப்பர்ட்டிக்காக சாப்பிடுங்க. நம்ம அதை அந்த மாதிரி சாப்பிட மாட்டோம். ஸோ we have a range which can suit what you like, what your child will like, what your grandparents will like. That is not attributed, and I would, with reverence, I would not compare with Tirupati Laddu. But that this, our product is to say, if a child is going to be eating, how it will be in the mouth of the child. My mother is about 81 years old. I wanted her to enjoy laddus. So we have made it that way. In South, if you drink coffee, you would love to have something spicier. We will be surprising you saying that we have spicy laddus which goes well with coffee and tea. We have laddus which you can enjoy with your scotch. Absolutely. There are trials going on just to see as to when you have a drink, what goes in your mouth. So laddu is going to be transformed, except that the name will remain as laddus and the shape will remain as spherical.
So you're recommending this product as not just a standalone one, consumption one. It can be consumed along with many other food items.
Absolutely. It can go as an accompaniment.
Okay.
We are trying to create product variation where we can put some of our ingredients into cookies. We can put it into croissant. So the form factor will remain, taste factor will change depending upon the market what we are doing. Our R&D lab in North Carolina was started with the idea that we will pick up ingredients which are relevant for mainstream, which means non-Indian, and take out those ingredients and produce laddus.
How about your manufacturing and R&D presence? Where do you have all these facilities?
Coimbatore is where, we spend a lot of time in engineering. I used to run factories there, so that's where we have R&D center in India. We have qualified nutritionists. We have a proper framework-based R&D. Primarily, I come from manufacturing excellence as one of my passion. So we have a very structured R&D for India-centric product. We are transforming a lot of millets to become very comfortable for you to handle. அது இருக்கிற மாதிரி அப்படியே சாப்பிட்டா அது பெருசா என்ஜாய் பண்ற மாதிரி தோணாது. அதனோட ஃபார்ம் ஃபேக்டர் மாத்திட்டே இருக்கணும்.
So would you stick to laddu or you have planned to expand to other products like Mysore Pa or any other?
We are not a mithai company. We are not a sweet company. We are a laddu company. We thought about it. We wanted to brand India to the world and say that maybe 5 years from now, 7 years from now, like chocolate is being consumed, people will eat laddus. So we will remain as a laddu company.
Okay. You said you will target 100 crore in 3-4 years time. So what is the current revenue now?
We just started first year. We are about 1 crore of rupee.
Okay.
The scaling up in this becomes easy for us because most of the investment required
is being done.
One. Second is it's very frugal. We are very good in intelligent plant design, and most of the machines are developed by us.
Okay.
And with 3 people coming in, I can add up 20 crore turnover in one area.
And you talking about 3 more manufacturing units, right? What is the rationale behind this? You want to reach it to the market nearby?
We want you to wake up and decide that in next 3 hours to 5 hours or overnight, I want a packet of laddu. It must be possible for you to pick it up.
Okay.
We will be closer to the market so that you can eat your laddus fresh.
Okay.
So this is called a discrete manufacturing technique. Unlike olden days where you put large capital into one particular area, we are experts in designing small plants closer to customer. Thereby we give customer an edge and we create an edge for our business.
Okay. Just one question. So I just wanted to know your logistic efficiency on this. Suppose somebody from Chicago orders a pack of laddus, somebody residing in Chicago on Amazon. So you said you will deliver it in 24-48 hours. How does that happen?
Right now the way it happens is that Amazon understands who is looking for laddus through their algorithm. They advise us a pre-order schedule. So it is there in their warehouse, and if you are a Prime member, less than 24 hours is guaranteed over there. Okay. They stock our products in almost about 6 to 7 warehouses around the world.
Okay.
We are developing local capabilities on our own through other partners also.
So the shelf life of your products is such that it meets such stocking days and durations, right?
Absolutely.
That is how you made it.
Yes. That's why it took almost 2 years for us to be in front of you, that we wanted to do our validation.
Do you need to add any preservatives because of the slightly higher loss?
We don't ever want to go that side because then there is no greatness of engineering. For now, we can manage with what kind of mix of ingredients, what we are choosing, processing techniques, what we are choosing. World is going bad again. They don't like preservatives at all. There's a negative wave around it, so we would not be in that path.
Okay.
Thank you for.
I'm Raghunathan from Hello City web channel. Laddu is a part of everyday's life in Indian consumer. But majority of Indians going behind the diabetologists nowadays. How are you going to fulfill this gap? Those one side of the majority of the people wish to take a laddu in the everyday's life, but most of them going to the doctor in the evening. How are you going to fill this gap?
ஒரே ஒரு சேஞ்ச் தான் சார். என்ன லட்டு சாப்பிட்ருந்தீங்கன்றதுல தான் பிரச்சனைங்க. அது ஒரே ஒயிட் சுகராக லோட் பண்ணி அதில் ஒரு கோவா இருந்து அதில் உடம்புக்கு ஒத்து வராத விஷயத்தை மட்டும் மேனுஃபேக்சரிங் பண்ணுறதுக்கு ஈஸின்னு சொல்லி அந்த ப்ராசஸில் உங்களுக்கு கொடுத்துட்டு இருந்த லட்டுவால தான் உங்களுக்கு பிரச்சனை இருக்கு. நாங்கள் என்ன சொல்கிறோம், நியூட்ரிஷன் வேணுமா இதை சாப்பிடுங்க, ரைட்? ஸோ யூ டேக் அவுட் வாட் இஸ் நாட் குட் ஃபார் கரண்ட் லைஃப் ஸ்டைல் and bring in those ingredients which are easy for you to consume. ஸோ கண்ணனுக்கு மட்டும் இல்லை, எல்லாருக்குமே லட்டு தின்ன ஆசையாக இருக்கணுன்றது எங்களோட ஐடியா. Right now it is just 4 which we have just launched. There is a whole lot of pipeline to suit each country and taste. There are research going on in France with respect to what will be acceptable to them. That's a focus group research. We are doing it for the second time. Yes, sir.
In terms of price and affordability, how are you going to generalize the price factor in terms of affordability? A common man can get laddu for 250 mg of laddu for about 60 rupees in a local sweet shop, and up to 400 rupees in a posh, in a high class sweet shop. But how, in terms of affordability, how are you going to keep the price level?
So we'll start as a premium, ultra premium laddu company, so that we are able to serve a very large audience around the world. 1 year we have been doing a research to get a laddu at 15 rupees to 20 rupees price point. We have done test marketing to see, do we understand the taste preference? So we will have product to suit every segment, but it will be branded very differently. Famous quote by Mr. Hamid, founder of Cipla, no one should be left out. That's our goal. We can come out with product just like that to suit the market, but there is a commercial side of it. So we'll first start with something which is relevant and ready for the world.
But out of this conversation, it seems that you will left out most of the common man will be left out in terms of reaching this.
Let's meet in 2000, let's say 2021, and you will be very happy to congratulate us saying that you promised and you have delivered. We don't want to stop even at that level. We have mega mission to make sure that why should there be malnutrition? So this company is loaded with a balanced vision between what we need to do for commercial work and what we need to do for social impact. Creating a product is our strength. How to market at a right price point for a right customer is a business priority. So let's meet in 2020-21 again to celebrate what statement we are making. See, we set a goal for 90 days, we have stopped at 120. Now we need to start looking at, if you want to take it more, do you pack it well or you work on process and ingredients? That will be our next phase. It's very easy to get it across. There is a concept called modified atmospheric packing. You can get it to 6 months just like that. We are not shipping it through ship because we are studying an entire algorithm of what temperature changes happens. So absolutely, that's the foundation of this company. But if I were to add preservative tomorrow morning, I am ready. Right now we are doing it through air cargo.
I am Ramesh, and
Where are you, sir? Yes, sir, please.
hey, I am Ramesh. I run a startup company in Chennai for the last 5 years. One question regarding the marketing strategy. Most of the shops you said in the US, I have been a consumer, I have worked in, and a lot of products that comes from India, it only kind of circulates within the Indian grocery stores. Okay, what I would like to know is none of the products have reached Walmart shelf and multiple like kind of Lowe's and other companies retail chains shelf. So what is the marketing strategy that you have, because you want to take the product to the world? So all of the Indian products are only feeding the Indian customers or Indian people living abroad. So what is the strategy that you have to penetrate to the actually foreigners?
Easiest validation is, Mr. Ramesh, documented evidence on Amazon.com, 36% of our customers are non-Indians. In the marketing strategy, you get your priorities right. You can put a hell of a lot of money behind and tell the world that we have arrived, we have a food product from India, please buy it. Right? You may make a mistake. But go to Pondicherry, cleverly get across to people who are coming from Europe for you, get the traction here. Go to Mysore, they come all the way for learning yoga, put it up over there, they start taking it up from here, and then they get there. Before you design a product and saying that this will be consumed by a customer, you need to do focus group research. The reason why we have an R&D center in day one, we decided that we will do research there. So you pick up ingredients, you decide a branding strategy for yourself. You decide what association you want. We are already in advanced talk with some of the top retailers. We are picking up our battle very carefully. Because we are with Amazon, would you go with Whole Foods? Would you go with Trader Joe's because they give a family size pack? Would you go with Costco and saying that they bulk pack it? Where is your highest risk? Right? So we are very passionate and determined to make sure that put your R&D first, get the product. There is a person who has invested from Florida after stating that I ate your laddus, I bought it, gave it to my friends who are non-Indians, they liked it so much, then he called to ask me, sir, ipo unga company la invest pannalama. Right? So we are getting the product strategy first. Marketing strategy is very simple. They are there all over. Do you want to go with the big guys? Or would you pick up one among the 11? Would you go to Canada first and then test it out in select outlets and then go to United States? Would you say you are manufacturing in India or would you say manufacturing in United States or Canada? These are small points for which we are just waiting for fundraising to be completed and these answers will be there.
Congratulations.
Okay. I can't keep Damu silent, but I'm sorry about that. See, we have done about closer to 6 crores from the time we have started with this idea. And we have raised another $500,000, which gives us enough runway to keep it going. If we were to be a family company, we can just make profit and then we can continue to be that way. But, you know, we are equity funded global company, so we are raising money now. We are raising 2 million now.
வால் லட்டூஸ் எப்போ ஆரம்பிக்கப்பட்டது சார்?
இது 5 வருஷமா மைண்ட்ல இருந்தது. 2 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி கம்பெனி ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணோம். ஆல்மோஸ்ட் ஒரு 3 இயர்ஸ் ரிசர்ச் நடந்தது பிலோ த ரடார். சாரி, ஒரு கொஸ்டின் இவரோட இருக்கு. We are very broad based. We are shortlisting best funds from the world and then we will handpick. Yes sir.
தயார் பண்ண எவ்வளோ நாளுக்குள்ள இங்கே லட்டு தயார் பண்ண எவ்வளோ நாளுக்குள்ள சாப்பிடணும்னு அந்த
ஒரு 120 நாள் வரைக்கும் நீங்க ஃப்ரிட்ஜுக்கு வெளியிலேயே வச்சு சந்தோஷமா சாப்பிடலான்றதை வந்து நாங்க லேப்ல போட்டு டெஸ்ட் பண்ணி பல நாடுகளுக்கு எடுத்துட்டு போய் அதை வேலிடேட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். எஸ் எஸ், high temperature, you keep it at 65% humidity and 23 degrees is where they will normally certify.
அந்த வெண்டிங் மிஷின் வைக்க போகுது, அதை பற்றி சொல்லுங்க. அது
வெண்டிங் மிஷின் அப்படின்றது வந்து 2019ல் மார்க்கெட்டுக்கு வந்துடும். இப்போ அதனோட அட்வான்ஸ்மெண்ட்டில் மெக்கானிக்கல்ஸ் அப்படின்றது முடிச்சிருக்கிறோம். நீங்கள் பேடிஎம்மில் பே பண்ணி நீங்கள் இதை வாங்கணும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா நீங்கள் ஈஸியாக வாங்கிடலாம். நீங்கள் கூகுள் பே பண்ணணும்னு சொன்னால் வாங்கிடலாம். நாளைக்கு திடீர்னு வந்து பேடிஎம்மில் வந்து ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் கேரக்டர் வந்து ஒரு 180 கேரக்டர் இருக்கிறத வந்து 220 மாற்றிட்டாங்கன்னு சொன்னாங்கன்னா மிஷின் படுத்துரும். ஸோ நாங்கள் அந்த மாதிரி சில விஷயங்கள் எல்லாம் இதுக்கு ஃபெயிலியர் மோட் எஃபெக்ட் அனாலிசிஸ்னு சொல்லுவோம். அதை மட்டும் வேலிடேட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிறோம். இது ஒரு ப்ரிப்பரேட்டரி டெக்னாலஜி அப்படின்றதால நினச்ச மாதிரி இதை எப்படி வேணால் நாங்கள் மாற்றி ஒரு கஸ்டமருக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி நாங்கள் இதை ஒரு மார்க்கெட்டுக்கு தகுந்த மாதிரி கொண்டு வந்துட்டே இருக்கலாம். It's a very interesting question. I started my journey in IoT in year 2000. My venture in year 2000 was in IoT. So this machine will have near field communication. You can tap your credit card, pick it up. You can pay through Paytm or any other payment gateway, you can pick it up. Credit card option we are avoiding because it leads to a lot of, number one, it is getting into obsolescence. Oh yeah, the entire artificial intelligence to be built behind, right from face recognition to be incorporated, connecting your database across, making sure that you are recognized, double checked. We just pop it up. We just pop it up because everybody is irritated if you have to just keep quiet, right? So we make it easy for you. Yes.
All right.
And when we wind up, this is what I have as a takeaway for all of you. You have the privilege to be in a place where you can say something and the world will hear. We are sitting here saying that we want India to be heard around the world through Laddus. So please make it happen for us also. Over to you, Shwati.
Thank you. So an event of this magnitude would not be possible if not for the efforts of multiple teams and individuals alike. And we would like to take this opportunity to thank the members of the press for taking your time out and coming for this event. Mr. Santosh Malya and Sharp Consulting, Mr. Punithan from DA Events, as well as Hyatt Regency, and my friend and teammate Keshav for helping us organize this event. Thank you once again, and we would like to mention the banquet hall is now open for lunch. Thank you.